GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Gen Z's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM. Wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
GM, everyone. Happy Monday and welcome to another stream. Today we are going to have an action-packed thing with all the Bitcoin news, what's going on with the markets up and down, and these two clowns next to me on screen, hosting. Got Toki and Action. What's going on, my guys? What's good?
GM, what's up, my guy?
I was moisturizing a little bit there.
Yeah, we noticed.
you got caught with the countdown, not paying attention, but it's all right.
Oh no, that was definitely on purpose.
You feeling good? You with us this morning? I know it's a bit
amazing. You kidding me? It's not early. It's 9 a.m.
I'm in the holiday spirit today for some reason, but having some coffee, getting the day going. Maybe I'm in the holiday spirit because I was hoping, like during the holidays, the market was going to continue with that green candle we saw about an hour ago and get us back up over 80s. But obviously, as we know, it's been a rough 24 hours, and we're seeing it across the board from stocks, although there are some things, some of them picking back up and a little bit of bounce back, but there's just, it's volatile out there. And I don't know how you guys are feeling, but, like I said last time, until Bitcoin gets back to about 100K, I'm like kind of over it. If it goes any lower, DCA in, long-term conviction. But yeah, we're just not at that price range where it's interesting or fun anymore.
It totally looks like a Christmas tree going on right now. What are you talking about, man? You got the nice slew of red across the whole entire thing. Those nice sparkling bits of green everywhere. What's wrong with that? It's coming back.
It's coming back slowly.
It wasn't like the Sunday, Bloody Sunday that we saw yesterday. It's, we're hoping for the best as we're moving into this Monday. Come on, man.
What's Monday supposed to be called? Is the tweet saying today's Black Monday, or is that what it is because of the markets? I don't know. I saw a couple tweets like that. I'm like,
bro, this is your first video on your channel. Are you really ready to get canceled by me saying those things? Just asking.
What? You? Cancel on your channel? Oh, well, we can cancel on your channel.
It's your channel.
Oh, today we're streaming on my channel? Yeah, no, I'm not getting canceled just yet.
You gonna give it a little bit of time?
We'll see. But so what should we get into here a little bit? Should we just go over some charts here?
I want to see this Christmas tree, good sir. Show me your holiday spirit. What's going on? Tell me your TA magician skills.
Okay, I want to show. Let's see.
I'll bring it up for you.
There we go. So the first thing I saw, and this was couple hours ago is pretty much red across the board in the stock market.
If you zoom out, you'll actually see that picture better, or click on it.
Yeah, if you want to see a little bit. So everything across the board pretty much down. That obviously to me, and I think as we saw in crypto, when was this? This is 2 hours ago. This was 2 hours ago, and we'll show the updated here in just a second, because we did see Bitcoin as low as 74.5 overnight into the morning, and then pop back up to 81. So with this volatility, a lot of red, but then as of right now, you can see things are changing a little bit. NVIDIA, just before we went live, Action was pointing out that it was already just about 1%, 0.5% over, and then we come back and look, and we're at 3%. Now, any green in the market is a lot better than all of that red. Hopefully, it helps with crypto, because no matter how much people want to say that crypto is not tied to markets, no matter what happens with the general market, we see crypto react in a way.
Except Chadboo.
Except for Chadboo, that's right. our favorite new meme coin on Tara. but no, seriously, you see the volatility connected to it. There's no surprise. As more big money gets involved, it, in my opinion, is going to resemble more in line with the stock market and move, maybe not as volatile, but move more in alliance with that kind of, I don't know, coming up. But right now, I mean, we saw a huge dip. We saw Bitcoin just the other day at 82 down to just under 75, and now we're sitting at 78 and change. So try to look over here and see if we could zoom into this a bit, but this was not acting up for me. But still, crypto not looking so hot on some of the big ones. Ethereum, in my mind, that's all I kept seeing, is everyone kept retweeting Eric Trump's tweet about good things happening with Ethereum, and it being 1,000 or maybe half of when that tweet came out. So I never would have thought we would have seen ETH back down 1,500. And yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but what's your opinion? Chime in here. What do you think about this red? What do you think about the markets moving here? Do you think that some of this green now is gonna start propping crypto? Do you think we'll get back up over 80 in Bitcoin and maybe see alts just stop hemorrhaging? There's a few pop back up, but I mean, we said this earlier. Look, some of the ones that were early during from Trump's election win to when he was inaugurated had ripped. ADA, right? But we're down to 57 cents right now. So that's even XRP is still up a bit, but you're under $1.90.
Oh no, XRP at $1.90. It's only been, at what, like 25 to 50 cents for the past few years or something along those lines. So yeah, I'm not worried. The markets are still just zoom out a little bit. It's fine, my guy. It's fine.
Oh no, I agree. Zooming out. Okay. All right, but if you look at some of these that everyone got really gung ho over a couple months from the holidays into earlier this year, XRP to something, ADA well over $1. There was a lot of steam and momentum, but right now with tariffs and other things going on, people have gotten scared. Markets have gotten scared. We've seen a lot of red, and we see a lot of volatility.
You have a lot of traditional media really shooting down basically everything that the Trump administration is doing. I don't think that's completely fair. Yeah, like it doesn't make sense at this point why some of the markets are down completely. We've seen the tariffs.
Okay, whatever you guys say, I'm going to disagree with. So keep going.
All
right. So you say something different, and then I'll say something different, and then we'll try and cancel him out before he talks. Go ahead.
Is that how we're going to do this?
I just want Action to talk to him. We'll just talk about some completely different at that rate. I actually don't think a thing. No, I don't think it's fair.
Worry about a thing, Mama.
I think that while Action's focused on singing, I think the general markets, I think a lot of people, and like you said, traditional news is looking short term, is looking at the today into tomorrow right now. Everything's red, market's down, tariffs, announcements of tariffs or announcements of this, and then markets reacting. I see the other half of the argument that you need to have, you're going to have this short-term pain if you want things to be better, for us to have, better leverage economically in the future, for markets all to do well, prices to come down, that we're going to have to go through this, and we're going to have to, I don't want to call it a trade war, but essentially I guess is a tax or trade war, go through this with countries so that maybe 6 months, a year down the line, maybe even further, things actually start really doing well. But short term, the news is just ripping it apart, and then you see the markets react as well. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like the unfairness is just coming, that we're looking short term and not looking at what this could potentially do for us longer term, or the positioning it could put us in.
So I want to say something in the sense of, think about the fact that because these tariffs have now gone into place, over 50 different countries have reached out to the White House to get into tariff talks to understand how they can be better positioned within the United States. That alone shows significant growth. That is going to highly increase our GDP. If anyone is currently worried about the current marketplace, yes, we knew that it was going to come to this because we all saw the tariffs were coming. But if you didn't think that there was an ultimate plan here at place, if you thought that this was just going to be a let's destroy America fest because of Trump, you're wrong.
Oh.
That's not what he wanted at all. And there's so many people fear-mongering just on that point alone. It's disgusting.
Well, I think there's a lot of little countries. I don't say little countries, but just say smaller GDP, or just smaller overall, that are like, well, if we don't play ball and we don't try to cut a good deal or whatnot, then we could have some serious problems. And when you have a lot of countries like that are going, they start adding up. So you got a whole bunch of smaller countries, and then all that global money is like, wait a minute, it's on par with all the bigger countries. And you have to actually start looking at that. It's like, all right, well, they're cutting. Hey, look, I'm not too worried. I'm in long term. I have conviction in everything that I hold. I will admit that on some of my alts, I don't like markets doing this, because the longer some projects suffer and have this volatility, some of them don't make it then, and you have to start showing revenue. And I know lots of projects cutting back on how much they're paying staff or what they have to do in order to survive, when the market goes down. So the longer tough times stretch out, the harder it is on some of those projects, which I feel bad for. But anybody who could withstand this and make it through should come out on the other side in a much better position. And I think anyone who's going to be holding through times like this, it'll pay off for them later. So we'll see.
So the question I have, Scott, is where do you stand in all this? Because you've been flip-flopping, talking about there's some pros and there's some cons.
I've always said the whole time, as you try to turn this against me, I have conviction. I don't really care about Bitcoin too much and how choppy it gets. I want to, Bitcoin will get interesting to me again when it's over 100. When Bitcoin's over 100, my alt bags are also should have been recovered a bit. Substantial dips like this, if there's cash on the side, dry powder, take advantage. Personally, DCA in. But I do think that short term, you're going to see, like we have been, the volatility, and that's going to scare people. There's people who have a lot invested who don't have the money to lose, who don't have the money to wait this out a month, 6 months, a year, whatever it takes. Doesn't have that long-term conviction. There's people that are hoping to put some money in, or put money in last week, and they're hoping that next month, but for May, they're going to be able to pull something out and pay their mortgage. And look how much we've dropped. So you need to be aware of how this volatility is, and what some of the tariffs or the goals are, I think, in the long term. So if you're a long-term player, you should feel comfortable that, you zoom out, your bags are eventually going to come back up.
Hang on. So are you saying that this is a good move by Trump or a bad move? Like, that's what I'm trying to get to.
I actually think tariffs are a good move.
Did he just say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
You would think not. I'm very independent, and I don't like the short-term volatility. But look, I think that you have to position. We have to look how many countries have been brought to the, like Toki had said, how many countries have come to the table already reaching out to the government because of this. So I'll say that the question is sort of loaded in the sense of, do I think tariffs are good? Yes and no. Yes, because it's bringing people to the table. No, because no one wants to see the short term, what happens short term from it.
Great. All right. You just
That
you just
good?
you just
I did the
walked that
best
whole thing
political
back.
answer.
Yeah, you
No,
did. You
no.
did. So
I
I
walked it back
gotta
a little bit.
let me be very how do I say it? Straightforward. Do you think this was a smart move by the Trump administration for the American people?
For the American people.
It has to be for the American people
Oh,
because
no.
it sucks for everybody else.
No, it's fun. It's fun. Never mind. It's funny because I was going to take that a different direction. No, I think honestly, I think that Trump and the administration is doing what they feel is best for.
That wasn't the question. I'm asking you if you felt that that was a good move on their part.
Short term, no. Long term, yes.
See,
I mean, I'm being honest.
That wasn't hard.
I mean, look, short term, look what's going on. Like, I can't flip my bags. I can't do anything. If you see any of my nonsense tweets that I reply to stuff from like the president or Elon or any of that other stuff, it's usually like, when are you going to pump our bags? Pretty much, you know what I mean? So short term, no. Short term, my bags are not pumping. I don't even want to open up the portfolio and look overall.
Did you see this coming though?
What, like today, yesterday?
No,
This
not today. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this thing, we knew this was going to happen, but I'm talking about tariffs in general. Like from the beginning,
Well,
did you see it coming?
Yeah, because it was being said. It was being like said and threatened pretty much. I forget
Since
what was
when?
the for a while, but wasn't
Since
April
he was
2nd?
president last time.
Nope.
No, April 2nd was the day that I think they were supposed to start. Might have got pushed back on. I know that was a significant date, but it was announced way before that.
Try the freaking 80s.
Fact is that you don't have free trade. We think of it as free trade, but you right now don't have free trade.
He said this on
and I think a
multiple
lot of
shows,
people
too.
are tired of watching other countries ripping off the United States. This is a great country.
He believed from
Yeah. So this is from the 80s, bro. So this is like, this has been in motion for a while.
He said it on the Oprah. It was a show that Oprah Winfrey
This
was
is
hosting
where-
as well.
Yep.
This is where
And she
the
asked if he wanted
political
to become
sides.
president.
So this is where the political sides get real muddy, especially with the economy and whatnot, because in what he was saying there, like, you know, other countries ripping the United States off, not paying their fair share, stuff like that. And then you have a large portion or political or large portion of the population or people that are like, hey, you got to help out countries, other ones that might be, you know, I'll just say something drastic, famine or this or that, or natural disasters or other things, because I think the thought there is, as we're a more globalized economy, bad things can happen in one area, domino effect to the rest. But if countries are making money, then they should be paying into, you know, into the
world
rest,
global economy.
Yeah, the global economy, what the rest is. If you could afford it, you can. If you can't, and you can prove that, then maybe you still get a little bit of a hookup here and there.
So
and
you want to do handouts?
And it shouldn't necessarily be from us either all the time.
That's fair, but so you do want some handouts out there. Do you feel like that internally as well?
I don't. Action loves to stir this up. It's not a matter of giving handouts, because even with everyone that is getting the, let's say, the money that we give them cut back or taken away, I could guarantee you that there is still quote unquote handouts going on under this administration, and there will be throughout the entire time. We're just cutting off significant ones, I think, at the time that we don't feel that we should be paying for, you know, other people, say, war or things like that. And look, you know, I think that we need to make sure that, yes, we look out for, you know, our global neighbors, partners in the economy. Crypto is borderless, right? So when economies, regardless, make a move, crypto's making a move. It stretches beyond borders. It affects everyone, us in the States here that are streaming, to some of our friends internationally that are watching. And yeah, I mean, that's just sort of my take on it. You know, this is all connected. And you know, I hope that what we're doing here in the United States, you know, the shift in some positivity for crypto and maybe long-term with some of the plays the administration's moving is going to help the economy for us and for, you know, people who we who do trade with and hopefully crypto in general. Like I said, all my comments are, you know, like when moon, pump our bags already. It's been a rough past 3 years. You know, you guys are just quiet, just wanting to stay broke. That's all.
Yeah, because it's your show. Where I mean, do you want me to take the lead? I'll take the lead and I'll roast. It's definitely your show.
It's our show.
It's not. It's your show.
It's not.
It's your show.
I mean, it is on your channel right now. So
Exactly.
Well, that is. All right, then you know what? You want to talk about? Let's see. Hold on.
Do I want? It doesn't matter what I want to talk about.
Talk about.
I'm clicking around here to see on my tabs. Oh, you guys are too funny.
Do you need some good news, Scott?
You know, actually, what the heck? This is sort of some good news. Not really good news. It's just news.
Is it ready? Can I pull it up? Oh, there you go.
So I thought this was kind of interesting, just randomly seeing this, that PayPal adds Solana and Chainlink to its crypto services. Now, Solana, I could definitely see, right? I mean, after last year, Memecoins, Solana, people moving Solana around, I could see that. Chainlink, though, that's a curveball.
Why?
Why?
So, welcome everyone to GM Live, where no matter what anyone says, if it's their day to host, the other people just say the opposite, just for no reason, even though they don't believe it. So, thank you for tuning in. Why? Because there's like 30 other effing reasons or crypto that you could pick that would probably be much better. I mean, Link is at what? It's at $11 right now. I'm not saying that they should base it off of performance, but
you just did.
I did, because it's at $11, and it's not like everyone's flocking to it and using, in my opinion, the Chainlink. I think there's other choices better than, you know, I don't know. I would have put, maybe, I doubt it's on there, but I would have put like Avalanche, or I don't know, just other stuff. Like Avalanche could have been good because, you know, everyone pushing Web3 gaming on Avalanche, and then you tie Avalanche into PayPal. PayPal
is Avalanche decentralized?
I think it's about as decentralized as PayPal, right?
No. So one of the reasons that PayPal listed for choosing Chainlink was it is a decentralized Oracle network.
So do you feel that because then Chainlink's listed that we're going to see a whole series of other crypto then hit this pretty soon?
I mean, if they're already bringing on these two, yeah, I could definitely see them bringing on more. It's just at this point, it's probably a matter of like, what's the investor level of interest? And then beyond that, how much play do they need as far as like liquidity? And I'm guessing based on how much liquidity there was with Solana and how much was recently released, I'd say there's probably a few different investor types that are very happy about the amount of Solana they have to be putting on the market. Which is why I also kind of expected prices to continue dipping, because during ETH Denver, it felt like nothing happened, and yet so much Solana got released. It was crazy.
That's right.
I was expecting it to go under 100 or something, and it was like nothing happened. And now we're seeing the prices, and I'm like, this is what
now we're about
under
100. Somebody, I think it was a comment on Twitter, or somebody messaged me. They're like, so we're headed back down to $8. Oh my God.
So I have a little bit of a take on this one, because people underestimate Link a lot, and I don't care about pricing as much as other people do. And this
wait, action's the 0.01% in it for the tech, right?
I am, which is why I'm broke.
Usually, that is usually why he's in it. He's like, no, I'm in it for the tech.
So
then he's
here,
like,
I'll give you an example.
But I lost my bag.
So this is Chainlink's website. If you just scroll down here to see like who uses them and who they're partnered with, it is a lot of people, like a lot of people, not just in crypto. Like a lot of Web 2 companies are starting to leverage their tech. Their Oracle tech is pretty stinking awesome, and people are all over it. I think that's more of the reason that these guys are getting listed is because do you want the largest phone provider in all of Europe? Yeah, you kind of do, right? Like that's what you're looking at, and T-Mobile in the US. And there's a lot of different companies that are quite large that are, you know, playing in their ecosystem. So it's a big ecosystem that people forget about. And if you go into data providers, I mean, these guys are already dealing with a lot of the largest people in the world when it comes to data. Providence here, so AWS, Google Cloud. But they also work with the Associated Press and AccuWeather. Like it just stretches so stinking far, and most people don't even realize how far their reach really is. So.
Action, do you remember when we were in Singapore at Token 2049 and we walked in on their major discussion and they were like, this is only a small piece of what we are currently bringing to the market in 2025.
Yeah.
And we were actually like shell shocked just by like just a small amount. Wow, that's kind of rough on your part, Jake, but
I had to put
but
it.
seriously, when we were out at Token 2049 listening to him talk, he was actually the one pictured on the screen when we were doing the little slide by. It was truly impressive. The Chainlink is not slowing down. They've captured a lot of, I'd say, very good high-end attention, such as government level, federal level, and that doesn't just mean in the US. It's very much an international effort. And they've got a lot of tracking systems put in place as well, like through the weather, the AccuWeather, from the data that they've been able to get. And they're also looking at, I believe, some like the how to use the patterns of weather for some of their data collection in the future. So they were working on like some crazy stuff. I can't wait to see more.
So the one thing when I think of Chainlink, I immediately think, especially because I was at Paris Blockchain Week last year, met up, had a really good conversation with the guys from Pith. So that's similar. Pith.
Yeah.
Pith, the Magic Dragon?
No, PYTH.
That's Pith. That's Pith. That's something different either. No, so Pith, or I don't know if I'm even saying it right, because you think you're saying Sui right until you find out it's Sui. So
I mean, the fact that you didn't know that was a little sad.
What are you talking about? Don't even.
I've known that since Korea.
Which was right
Korea
before
was like
Singapore?
6 months ago.
Yeah.
And so you've been saying like
for a year. Sorry, when I went there, even everyone at their base camp at their conference was saying it like that. Not one person corrected me, and they were all saying it. So
should have hung out with Genzio, man. Sorry, dude.
I did for a little bit while I was there. That's it. I'm gonna have to ask everyone who went to dinner with that night if they said it wrong. Now I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about how you pronounce things like Genzio.
Oh, yeah, like Genzio. No, so but those guys were out at Paris Blockchain Week with Pith. At the time, I want to say there was probably like a 40 to 60 cent range. I mean, they're down low, but I always think of them, because similar to Chainlink in a sense, but when you look at Chainlink, like Action just brought up on the screen, and all those companies, all those partnerships that extend well beyond just Web3 blockchain, it's pretty crazy. So I guess
you want to know something even crazier?
It's justified to bring in to
crazier is this number right here. $20 trillion. I believe that's 20 trillion, right? Am I looking at it right? Million, billion, trillion. Yeah, $20 trillion.
That's how much they've moved.
Total transaction value enabled. So yeah, it's a pretty huge number. Well, okay, the TVE is calculated by taking the sum of the USD value associated with each transaction utilizing a Chainlink oracle. So yeah, I mean, they're not even lying about this one. So basically, somebody got data, they figured something out based on the data that Chainlink provided, and they count that transaction as a transaction to go up on this number.
Okay.
I mean, yes, it's great marketing. It looks good. No, they did not transact themselves $20 trillion, but like they helped other people. Because let's be serious, like Chainlink sucks as far as trading goes, in my opinion, just because it's just kind of there. But what it does, what it enables, because I'm here for the tech, is pretty awesome. I said it. I said it.
So I'm gonna switch things up a little bit because I think this is going to be kind of funny for all our degens out there. Pump Fun brings back live stream.
Oh no!
After all the crazy content. Oh, and look, not safe for work content, right, is going to be accepted. Oversight is in place. Who is watching? Who is the over? Who did they hire? I want to know who they hired to watch Pump Fun streams and launches. This is crazy that this is coming back. I'm curious because when I saw a couple people,
so many bad things.
When I saw a couple people tweet this over the last couple of days, they tweeted this along with examples of what was wrong with the platform when it was streaming, and it was all like bad stuff that I can't even say the words.
Don't say it.
Like their flag. Yeah. So there was even one token, horrible. The guy's got missing tooth, shaved his head. I'm sure you've seen it. It's all crazy and like he's on drugs. He's promoting the heck out of this being on the live stream. So for all you really, really degen people in the trenches, if you want a little comedy, I guess the live streaming feature's back. You can go see. I personally do not recommend investing into Memecoins and into Pump Fun tokens. But there could be some, I'll just say, interesting live streaming going on there. So figured I'd bring that up since it got a little attention over the past couple of days, but I feel like it was almost launched when or this was almost announced and done during a time where things were a little bit low. So it wasn't, crazy and explode like last time. Within a day, there was just stuff that could put people away in jail for a long time being streamed.
I've thought of so many questions, and then I've wanted to not ask any of them because we're on live stream.
No, yeah. I thought about the same questions, and I started just researching it just to make sure I knew what the heck was actually going on here. So, here are the actual things that are get away.
It's for part of the. I believe it's for only part of the user base.
You are correct. So right now, I think. It's 5% of the user base is what they're testing it with right now, and they're like includes stronger moderation and clear written guidelines to keep the platform safe. So
the question is like, so this is a double-edged sword when you think about it, right? So 5% of the user base, right? So that would have to be, you would think, the people launching the token would be streaming. So 5% of the people who launch tokens. Well, you don't necessarily want someone who launches a token to be a serial launcher, right? So how does Pump Fun know if you're going to launch a token and go to stream it and it's your first one or whatever, that you're not some crazy guy that's going to start or girl that's going to start doing something on the stream? Like how's that? I'm curious how the 5% is determined. It's like, oh, you've used our platform for a year. You've launched 30 tokens and, you've never, like, no one's complained about you. You could be live. Like, I don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? There
Maybe
seems
it's
like
like
there's
the military,
info.
and they give you a mental health test, and it's all multiple choice.
No one
and you
wants
get to fill it out on a Scantron, and hopefully you are honest.
And your name gets to be John Smith for everything, right? Like, like there's no KYC, there's no nothing. Like, what? Like, I don't understand what guidelines would be that, or if it's just a random. Yeah, we'll just select 5% random. Like you launch your token and then
it doesn't
something
look like
comes up that's like
all the rules yet, except for people who are currently using it.
No, they released a lot of rules. I just found that I can bring it up.
You have to be doxxed, right?
But I gotta make sure that I address what you just said about mental health, because that's a real crisis right now. So if you're really concerned about your mental health, you should go out on a run, go work out. That way you can realize that your physical health is in way worse shape than your mental health. So you stop thinking about it. All right, let's look at the moderation policy. So this is the whole thing that they're doing. Like, hey, we want to make sure free of illegal, harmful, negative interactions. Yeah, good luck. But here's the list of prohibited content.
Can't do. I can't even say it.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Just don't say it. But yeah, like these are the things that you can't do. And I don't want to say anything out loud. It's fine. So so the thing that you said that people were going to be able to do, not going to be able to do it. It looks like. Yeah, there's anything illegal, like you shouldn't do it, which kind of makes sense, but let's see what happens there.
So for that one part, I guess they're just gonna have to tokenize OnlyFans then.
I mean,
so you can launch tokens over there.
Dude, OnlyFans put in a bit. Okay, did you guys talk about this? OnlyFans is being sold, and you know who put in a bid, right? Not TikTok is being sold. OnlyFans put in a bid, but do you know who they put in a bid with?
Yeah, with TikTok.
No.
With Elon?
No. So this is hilarious. OnlyFans put in a bid, but they didn't put the bid in by themselves. They actually partner with Hedera.
Oh, yes, I did see this on Ellie's. Oh my gosh, yeah, she made a video about it. That was crazy.
So wait a minute.
I was like, what in the world are you talking about? Because I
wait,
saw the initial
OnlyFans
post
and Hedera want to buy what? What do they want to buy? TikTok?
OnlyFans and Hedera want to get together and buy TikTok. That way the United States has it.
OnlyFans, I mean, does Hedera have that kind of money?
Hedera doesn't have a lot of money, but I mean, in comparison to other corporations, but what they do have is a tokenization method. So that's why OnlyFans was, kind of wanted to go in with them.
Yeah, they could come in as saying, hey, we could, tokenize this, and we could find ways to get people's money even easier and quicker, or globally. So, and fast. So, hey, that would be insane because I hold HBAR, full disclosure.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. I own Hedera's, full disclosure. So, all right, you guys, partner up, do it. And then in celebration, let's have a huge OnlyFans fight in the pit at KC.
That would be amazing.
To celebrate the
I'm
deal.
actually okay with that.
Oh, no, I know you are. Everyone is.
So how is Toki keeping up in these markets? How does he get by? What's he doing? You know what happens.
I got good beat.
Oh, no, sorry. It's on screen. It says her Toki selling feet pics there. Y'all are fun. I gotta say, y'all are really exciting individuals. I appreciate having this conversation, getting me going here on a fun little Monday morning.
Actions Linktree is missing something. Huh?
Okay, I am actually flattered. I didn't know you were willing to pay. I mean, for you, I was willing to do it for free.
You know what? I want to answer a question I see in this after you guys are done. For once, it's not me in the mix.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute John real quick so that he can laugh out loud. I'm gonna do the same.
Hold on a second. While you guys mute, I'm gonna pull this up because I'm surprised nobody caught this and immediately called me out. But what do you think of Polkadot? I don't have it on here, but what do I think about Polkadot? Actually,
I think Polkadot's gonna suck if you don't subscribe to Dabatola channel. That's all I wanted to say there.
I think that too. But no, Polkadot is like a guilty pleasure right now for me because right now we're sitting at, I didn't realize it was this much under 357. I probably have an average somewhere in the threes. I'd have to check, and a decent amount. The one thing I will say about Polkadot that I'd liked over the years was that the rewards for bonding or staking that, like in Ledger and directly, were really good. So I was generating a dot or more a day, couple dot a day, and it's added up over the last few years. Now, if we could see this get to even close to all-time high, it would be a huge win. Talk to them back in Singapore. They did seem to have a lot going on. I just feel that a lot of their marketing to the public is not very good. Although they set up at tons of conferences, they're just I haven't seen any real heavy news that really moves the needle a bit. But I still have conviction in DOT. Yeah, we could definitely fix that here at Genzio. But I definitely still have conviction in DOT. I've held it for a long time. Like I said, I got rewards, and I hope to see it go back up. You know, I'd like to see it 30 to 50, but you know, I think a lot of people are saying they'd like to see a 10x on most of their alts, and right now they're almost at all-time lows, some of them. So yeah. So I'm still holding on, but feel free to ask, comment, hit me up on Twitter, Telegram, or whatnot. I'll keep you in the mix with my position on it. So, but that's one I've been holding for a while and have had it. I think it's technically bonded, not staked in my wallet. So, yeah. So that's Polkadot. People always poke me in the side. No pun intended. When it comes up.
That's why he likes it so much. He likes being poked in the dot.
I'd rather be in the side than I'm not going to even take it there. I don't want to be taken down.
Where do you want to take it, Scott?
Not taking it anywhere. We're just going to have a normal conversation about crypto and the market. Is what we're going to have. We're going to have a nice conversation here.
Go for it, Mike.
Oh.
No, he just did. Yes, you can ask a question. You're welcome for answering your question.
What's going on, Mark? Nice to see him. He actually is big supporter. Jumped in a bunch of streams that I've done previous over the last year. So nice to see him tuning in here. Curious, we'll see what the question is.
You're gonna wait until he says it, or
no? I'm not.
Okay.
No, you know what we could go back to I like how Action plugged this. So what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about what's going on here. So with GM Live on Genzio, there's been the three of us and Doodles also hosting, and we're going to be moving the stream up. We're Monday, Wednesday, Friday, trying to do that to the best of our ability, even with traveling to conferences. We're going to actually try to bump this up to about 4 or 5 days a week and try to do a Monday through Friday. A couple days of the week, you'll be able to find the streams like on Monday where it's maybe a little bit more general market news, streaming if you like YouTube on my YouTube channel. It'll always be streaming on Genzio's X. So if you're on X, you could watch no problem. But throughout the week, we'll be streaming on my newly created YouTube channel, which is here. So only 70 subs, just getting it started. So I'd appreciate the support if you could tap in and sub. And then Toki will be streaming on his, and we should pull his up as well. I don't know how to do all that other fancy stuff. Let's see. It's the
Nope, trusted co-op.
I said trusted co-op. Is it not gonna? Am I gonna like search wrong here? Now it's gonna be. There you go. How come? Oh, I'm not signed in. So then you got Toki's right here, just not signed into the account. I am subscribed, obviously, to this. You have Actions, which I'm sure you've seen, and then there's also I'm not even subbed to my channel here. because I'm not signed in. So sign in.
Literally says sign in the top right. You're good.
So basically, we're going to be putting this out because people have been asking about watching on YouTube. So that's sort of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be streaming and pushing out through a few different YouTube channels throughout the week, and we'll also have some shorts that are coming out from some of the silly things and some of the more educational things. I hope too.
Where's my polka dot hat?
Yeah. Oh.
No, where's his gardening hat? That's what I need.
Yeah, I should have put on the polka dot hat during the polka dot rant or whatnot. But yeah, so that's sort of what we got going on. And it's awesome to be doing this. Genzio's been awesome. Been going pretty much a month and a half already, kind of throughout the week. And now we're ramping it up. I'm going to try to get this daily. So as the structure of the show kind of comes together, we're getting to, get some news out there, get some alpha out there, have some laughs, answer questions. And
your super fans watching.
Oh, and the man, Dan Keller, always tuning in. We appreciate it. We had some question. There's a question, right? Can I ask you a question? So
yeah. And then I went back to Mark Anthony. So he's trying to figure out a couple of things here. It's like, you got any specific tokens you're taking a look at? So this is the follow-up answer from him.
Future price. Okay. Look at February, March, and April. It's huge. So the all-time high, I don't see it coming back anytime soon. All-time high hit 291 for Solana. And we are at 104.
Only 104?
Yeah. So
That's fine.
well,
We're over 100. It's fine.
Yeah, but where was the wait for right now? So it
Oh, we can go lower.
Yeah, it could definitely
Yeah.
go lower. But
Yeah, go
when
lower.
we went to that 291, we jumped up from, I want to say, what were we, 220s, 230s? I know we're at 180. We started getting some movement just in the market. We got over 2, and then Trump's token hit. I want to say we we're probably in the 130 range, and that volume, along with then Melania and just some other randoms at the time, I think drove that price up to about 291. But now we're down to 104. As far as the question, I mean, I don't know. I'm in agreement. I don't see it coming back anytime soon. Now, we've seen Solana move, but I think meme coins right now are just a little bit cooked. And unless the overall market really starts moving, we see Bitcoin like 90, 100,000 or more, Solana make that 150 to 200 range, and then throw on a cooker, throw on like a meme that really starts ripping or taking off and starts bringing the volume back, the interest back to Solana. That could be one way. Another way could be, I don't know what quarter it is, maybe second their phone comes out. Maybe it's packed with stuff like the first one, and there's a bunch of stuff that you can get good from the airdrops, and causes a lot of people to start buying that phone or start trading again. I mean, there's different things, but I actually think it's going to be a while before we hit 291. I think a lot of people were hoping that we're going to crack 300 and start making our way more to 4 or 5, because over the last year, everyone's saying, oh, Solana's going to be good for 800 to 1,000. No problem this cycle. That's a 10x from here. So I'm in agreement. I see it being a little bit before we get up there. You guys, I know you guys love to agree, disagree. Action, you love to disagree. What do you think? We're going to 1,000 by tomorrow? What's up?
I mean, honestly, I think by the time that happens, you're going to be drinking a whole lot more of that insure stuff.
Yeah,
that's a rough way to put it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I already
that's only
a good
like
amount.
That's only like one cycle away.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're already on it.
What was the comment? What was the comment I made on Twitter about somebody asked something about the market, and I was like, "Oh, market got real lazy, switching up from a 4-year cycle to a 3-year cycle. Like, see in 3 years, we're just entering the bear market now again."
Oh, this is a fun one. So Dan said that he bought some SOL. I like the price, but I don't know if it's just for the ETF portion of it. Because every time we see the ETF announcement, usually people are buying at the announcement. Like the launch, I don't think it's gonna really create that much excitement.
But you don't have to sell at the launch. The thing is, if 3 weeks after launch, or 4 weeks, like there's volume coming in, it gains some steam and it goes up, that could be a huge win, especially when you're down this low. And to be honest, to hear Dan's just like, yo, I'm buying Solana, like, we know how much he loves meme coins. So for him to be buying Solana, which is like, in my mind, it supports all the big meme coins. Hey, you know what? Making a good investment decision is making a good investment decision. Making money is making money.
Some would say that Solana is a meme coin.
Well, hey.
Who would say an altcoin is a meme coin?
I mean,
aren't they all meme coins?
Aren't they actually?
Bitcoin?
According to Dan, they're not meme coins, they're shit coins.
See, this is where you separate your likes and your dislikes and your tokens, and you're looking at markets, where it could go, and financial decisions, making good financial decisions. You know what? You don't have to like the token to buy it. I know a lot of people that hold XRP that they hate it, but you know what? They're going to love it when it rips. Oh wait, if it rips more. Toki's just got that grin. I love that.
I do too, but Toki, do you think there will be any ripples in the market?
Oh God. Where's the? I knew it. I knew the sound was coming. I need.
I am expecting something though, because you have their actual. I know I'm gonna say it sounds weird. Their actual stable coin that got launched, and so as that continues to grow and as it does become more EVM compatible, I am excited to see what they are willing to do, especially after the massive push for more developers over the past, I'd say like
year,
8 months, like
Yeah.
like 8 to months.
Oh, they've
to a
been
year.
plenty for at least the last year. Like they've been
Oh,
working on
yeah.
that. Yeah. So y'all
So
heard it
I'm
here
really
first.
excited.
Toki's calling it for a $5 XRP stablecoin.
No.
I've seen a lot of people saying like
No.
7 to 10.
No. You see, you conflicted the two again. You have Ripple, the company that has a stable coin, and then you have XRP, which is a completely different thing that already exists and is a cryptocurrency.
Interesting.
Not the same. I know there's some issues where people get them conflated a lot, but Ripple and XRP are not the same thing.
They're spelt differently too.
I agree.
Sorry.
I do agree.
I mean, what the hell? Figure I'll just throw that in there. Why not?
Coming from the guy who consistently says, "Hey, have you seen Ripple's price recently?"
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I don't. Do I say that? Do I say Ripple or XRP?
You've consistently
Ripple.
said, "Hey, have you seen Ripple's price recently?" And I'm like, "Bruh."
I don't think so. I'm gonna go back. I think I say XRP most of the time.
You want me to play it back?
Well, no, I know you're gonna play it back. It's gonna be a short.
Oh yeah, this actually would make a great short.
Man, you still owe me that other short about mining. Jeez.
Mining
I
or
need that
gardening?
short. Both. That
Oh,
was the
yeah.
clip. That was the clip. But you're talking about XRP price, and that I mean I've consistently seen people, even though it's at 185 now. I mean, there's a lot of people calling for that to do 7 to 10. And with this administration, if the economy starts picking back up, I think we could.
You can't be a part of the XRP army unless you think that will happen one day. If you don't have the XRP MasterCard, then you don't even know what 589 means.
Oh man.
I got way too deep into XRP. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, what are both of your thoughts on SWI? Mark is asking from the comments.
From my perspective, having watched them grow from basically less than 50 cents when I initially saw them out in Korea, and then literally watching it explode almost to what, like $5 plus.
Yeah,
it was insane. But the amount of people that are willing to commit to them and have serious conviction in what they're doing, it's impressive. They have a lot of trust. They have a lot of like true programs working and being built with them. A lot of projects have decided that SWI is going to be their mainstay. Even some of the projects that we work with, they've decided that they want to be building on the SWI network and what they're doing. So
aren't the co-founders and a lot of the higher ups like all from big tech companies, right? They all came from, I think a couple came from like Facebook and other ones. I think so.
I can't remember, but I think the one's from IBM. I could be wrong though.
The thing I always say is it goes back a year ago from last year during Paris Blockchain Week in SWI Basecamp. Is they wasn't a huge conference, but it was it was very well done. Everyone was out. There was a ton of amazing games that were being built on it. The decks, there's a bunch of great speakers, and I was really impressed. So one of the things for me is I know that we keep talking about, conferences coming up like Token and Karate Combat and going to Dubai, but during that week at the same time is SWI Basecamp, and I can't wait to see the difference of how much they've grown from last year to this year. So I'm really bullish on them. They have a couple good meme coins that I think, as we see volume come back, I think they're going to do well. And yeah, I heard the same thing as you, Toki. A lot of people wanting to actually go over there and build. So I think that's like people are sort of saying what, like it's like the next cycle Solana, you know, like they're saying that Solana is going to be huge this cycle, maybe take over like Ethereum. I don't know if that's going to be the case. And then what, next cycle Sui comes along and makes moves past both of them. You never know. But I'm actually bullish on it, and at what, $1.99 right now, and that's up 5% today. Okay, here we go. We got the team. Zoom in on that if you can.
Yeah, so
I could have sworn somebody said there was someone from Facebook, but then again, you know.
so there are some people from the Meta team.
Okay, maybe it's that.
So we do have, again, almost every one of the co-founders did work at Novi together first. So that is very cool. But we do have people who did work at Meta, which is actually impressive. So these two right here, they worked at Meta together. So as far as Facebook's concerned, you are correct there.
Cool. Well, I mean, I was impressed with their conference last year. Impressed with the projects I talked to, and
my apologies. Evan was also the technical director. at Meta.
So basically, the homies got together and they're like, "Yo, we like crypto, and I think we could do this."
It sounds like the homies over at Meta got together, went to Novi, and then chilled at Novi for a second. And we're like, "Well, you know,
we could do this better."
we could do this better. And induced, yeah, exactly. Actually,
hey, whatever it is, I think that they're gonna do well. And then I see another one right here in the comments. ETH to 1,000 is possible.
They're not wrong.
It is. You know, it was a long time ago, and for a while I kicked myself when it hit. What was it, like 800? It's like a couple of years ago. Like it dropped down, and then it came back up and sat like that 3,000 range forever. But when we're teetering at 1,500, look, we're at 77.6 on Bitcoin. Kick Bitcoin in the nuts right now. Hammer it down to 72. Seriously.
What?
Kick Bitcoin in the nuts right now and send it lower than the 74.5. Send it to 72. Watch what happens to Ethereum. You will probably get close to that. We'll probably get at 1,200. It's very, very possible. People are going to get scared if this keeps going. Now, will that be great for, you know, us and other people who are in the market?
Do you see a 68 Bitcoin before tax day?
Before tax day?
Because that's what people are worried about.
That's a week from now.
I know.
In a week.
Oh, I need to do my taxes.
Don't. My accountant, I still got to give something from one of my businesses, and my accountant was like, I think I could give you an estimate of what you're going to owe by the end of the week. And I'm like sitting here going, oh shit, you know, I'm going to have to, not good. I don't like the way the market is right now. So it's not fun paying the IRS and then seeing bags down in general. Like this would be a different story if we were at like 100,000 Bitcoin. I wouldn't be selling it, but at least I wouldn't feel as bad spending money.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
But to your question, do I see it hitting 68? Oh man.
Because the initial concerns were 76, and we already broke that last night.
Yeah, and then it was a 68 to 72 range, right? Oh man, you're putting me on the spot. I mean, I hate being negative. April 7th. I think we can. I think we could. I think it's very possible. The likelihood on like, God,
is it like a 70-30 that you're thinking 70% chance we hit 68, and then 30% chance we stay above and we stay in this sideways
70 range?
Like I'll say God, 74 to 78 range. I'm more I'll give you the 68 to 72 range, and I'll stay in the 74 to 78 range. Do you think it's going to drop down into that range over the next 7 days?
Yeah. In the next 10 days? 50-50, honestly. I'm split down the middle that in 10 days. Like it would have to happen pretty soon, I guess, and pretty quick. But look how quickly we dropped from sideways in the 83 to 84 range all the way down to 74.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you sure it's only at 50%?
Yeah.
Because it only takes one knock at the door.
I know. It's hard
you're
because the
telling
thing
me
is,
there's a chance.
so it's hard, you know. Look, if I had much more certainty than 50-50, I'd probably be playing with leverage at the moment, and I'm not.
You could be like Nacho or Taco.
The reason
one of the different.
The reason, look, I think it's very possible. I think it's like a 50-50 chance we crack under 70, right? And maybe get to 68, but crack it. The thing is that I really do not want to see that. I don't want to stay in this 74, 78 range right now, and let's stabilize or start going back up a bit. Because if we cracked 70, what's going to happen to alts is going to be horrific.
Very true.
You know what I mean? And
what if we stop at 69,420?
I think everyone have a great screenshot for their X posts and all that stuff, but I think you're going to see like your favorite altcoins that were like $10 be $4.20 or $6.90. You know, I mean, you know, like we're going to get wrecked. Now,
it's going to be like the reverse meme cycle.
Well, meme coins got cooked, and now what? Now we're going to get cooked with everything else. You know, we're getting, you know, it's the first full week of April. We're getting closer to May each day. And then what happens is we get into the summer, and the summer is not all that active generally. Look what happened this last summer is kind of a sideways summer, even with the meme coin madness. So if we don't pick up and get some steam going into the summer, you never know. We could be floating like this and just bouncing around with every bit of news for the next 4 or 5 months. And then what are we going to get that like last cycle where you saw 60 to 90 days of a few alts and a few other things just go to abnormal prices, like abnormal high prices, and then crash out after? I don't know. This has me scratching a bit, and I'll be honest. The reason is because there's a lot of big money at play, not just a lot of retail, and nobody's got checks and is sitting around at home just dumping money into this stuff right now. So we'll see if how these things play out. But I never invest more than I'm willing to lose. Trust me, all the money I have in crypto, I don't want to lose it, but I don't invest my mortgage. I don't take loans out against my house, against other things. I don't borrow from friends and family. You know, you pay your bills, you try to save, maybe work a little extra, and you put in so that therefore you could have a long-term conviction play. You could, you know, hold on to Bitcoin for, you know, till it gets back up over 100,000 or 120,000 or to another all-time high. So that's sort of my approach.
What is your approach to this whole thing? Because like we get Scott's going to be like buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold. Any other way to go about it?
100x leverage, go. Risk it for the biscuit.
I honestly do a lot of the buy and.
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Gensio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a house.
How many know we do not understand? Ladies and gentlemen,
Rebecca's Gensio Meet Your House.
Oswald, thanks so much for joining us today.